The data shows strongly that immigrants and refugees are proven to be entrepreneurial. They're 30% more likely to start a small business.
BusinessJournalDaily.com. 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.
Let's open up the discussion. Who'd like to chime in?
We've talked quite a bit with Guy and his team as well of creating those cultural welcomes as well as you're bringing in folks, either refugees or the term used when you were bringing in people from Ukraine, that they were called parolees. But even if you're bringing in people from different parts of the country, making sure they have, for lack of a better term, like a cultural welcome, so that wherever they're coming from, even from different parts of the country, that they feel welcome here, whether that's from their faith background or their ethnic background, that they are given a place to land. And so that the foods that folks are used to eating, the ways that they're used to worshiping, so that they're welcomed into the community in the right way, so that this feels like home is crucial. So they're not just coming here for a job and then maybe here for a little bit and then moving on to the next place, and then we're just setting ourselves up for the same problem in a few years. And so really, what can we do for those wraparound services to make sure that we're a really good landing spot, whether that's the Welcome Center or in other ways of setting up our residents to really welcome them and give them a nest, so to speak.
I'm sorry. Please.
I think the education effort is important too, and Guy really pointed out, I think the community needs to understand the difference, and this is something I really learned in the last year, the difference between a refugee and a migrant and a undocumented. I think there's sort of this, that people lump everybody into this thought that they are all illegals, swimming across the Gulf of Mexico. And that's not the situation. I mean, most of us probably in this room, I know my grandparents are all directly from Italy. They came over for whatever reason into this country as immigrants, and that's how we ended up in Youngstown, Ohio. So when we talk about refugee resettlement, I think we need to really be sure that people understand, this is a legal process. People are vetted very intensely before they come in. They're granted that status coming into the United States. So this is something that is to build our community, not to infuse some negative element in there that they have, this kind of look at.
Yeah, at Thrive, we really have noted that the community has negative connotations in our work. We have recognized that for over 6 years now. And we really think that a lot of that comes from two different things. We think it comes from, people not knowing people and their stories. And so we really have challenged that by getting the word out and spreading those stories. We've convened people to come together for community conversations on immigration. We just had one in December at the UU Church in Youngstown, where we spoke from the Latin American perspective. We're looking forward to doing the Middle East or the Asian Americans perspective upcoming in March. And we're going to do those on a quarterly basis to try to get the community to understand what these perspectives are. Additionally, we're looking to advocate for the community to become more welcoming by putting in policies in place that align with the Welcoming America's welcoming standard, which we've been championing now for 5 years as well as a member of that organization.
And I would just add that from an economic standpoint, people often look at their pocketbook and make decisions and have biases based on that. And the data shows strongly that immigrants and refugees are proven to be entrepreneurial. They're 30% more likely to start a small business. Refugees and immigrants pay taxes, and declining tax bases locally in all of our communities is a quality of life issue for decades. And regions with more foreign-born people as a proportion correlate positively with higher economic growth. So I think those are all things we need to be selling, and there's data we can point to quantify that.
BusinessJournalDaily.com. 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.